today that everyone is 0-0. The games that matter the most start today. And, coming back to your home field, playing on your home field in front of your people, after, 3 games on the road to start the year against some very good football teams, there's no better way to get right than a situation like this.
Yeah, we're at home in front of our fans. First time the town of Veneta can come out to Memorial Stadium and support the team. And they're going to come out with their hair on fire, and that's going to be good. The Hornets seniors have gathered at midfield, and they're led by quarterback Trey Tanner, receiver Zayden Allen, lineman Victor Gomez, and lineman Dawson Henderson. We also have Evan Gunn, TJ McDonald, and Uriah Mink, rounding out the 7 Hornets seniors. So Sequoyah, they bring their captains out. First time today, shake hands. Pleasantries are exchanged. And on the first drive of the game, I imagine the linemen will be exchanging a few pleasantries. Expect the Hornets to come out and look to establish some physicality early. That means run game, folks.
Yeah, they are going to set up the run big time early and often. And that will set up some passing game later on. Major key on defense will be the same thing, stopping the run. You're going to see a lot of counter looks from these Eagles. If you remember last year, that's their bread and butter. They've been running this offense for years. That's what they thrive on. Now we're going to see if these new pups at Claymore Sequoyah can run as efficiently as they did last year.
Yeah, the challenge for the Hornet defense is going to be assignment sound football. We're going to put a lot of players in the box. Our usual base defense is a 3-4. I look to see the Hornets change out of that today and match their opponent's strength for strength. The one thing Sequoyah is really good at is moving the ball one direction and then coming back the other direction with numbers, with blockers. They're pulling everybody. I mean, they'd be pulling the bus driver if he was eligible. That's about the, and so you're going to see that there'll be linemen running left and right in every direction. And can the Hornet defensive front get some penetration and force the Sequoyah running backs into some negative yardage situations? That's what we're going to look for today.
Well, it's playing smart and contain as well. Yeah, you're going to have to get penetration. You have to play with your hair on fire. But there's going to be some quick motion. There's going to be some quick handoffs. Knowing where the ball is going to be paramount.
Yeah, and the ball may change hand, 2 to 3 times every snap. And so you're going to see it come one way and come back the other way. And the Hornets been watching film. They played against this offense last few years. So it's not that the Hornet coaching staff doesn't know how to prepare for this, but it's just a unique challenge as far as high school football in Oklahoma goes. The Sequoyah Eagles. And here they come now.
Oh, they have a smoke show and everything. That's cool.
Yeah, I like it.
And yeah.
So points for the entrance. But you'll notice that no points have been put on the scoreboard for that smoke show entrance, Taylor. I think you still have to score the points on the field in the game. No points for introduction.
Well, at least give them a first down.
I imagine we'll start them off with a first down. How's that sound?
45.
We're going to start them off with a first down?
Just for the smoke show.
Hornets are gathering in the end zone.
Okay,
They're going to be led out by the leaders.
I'm gonna do an old man bit for a second.
Here they come. All right.
I'm gonna do an old man bit for a second, Chris.
All right.
I don't love being having an away team. An away team bringing their inflatable head onto someone else's field.
It's not that common. Let's put it that way. I'm not saying it's unprecedented. If you didn't catch it earlier, he's referring to the Eagle inflatable that they came out of with their smoke show. I guess the times they are changing, right, Taylor? All right, well, it could not be a nicer day. The sun is setting out in the west, and there's almost nothing prettier than a Memorial Stadium sunset in September, October. So you got
It's pretty because it's not just straight in your eye anymore.
Oh, it's beautiful. Looks like we got a sliver of a moon up high. So we'll have the Pixar, the little boy in the moon. It's not Pixar. Who's that? Help me out. You're the animated DreamWorks. We got
Yeah,
the
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks kid sitting in the moon tonight watching the game. Hey, we're about to have some football. We're getting right to it. So how about that? We'll take it from here. The Hornets are going to receive first. And let's play some football. There's the kick. It's a deep one. Here comes the return. Little seam. Looks like 28, 29-yard line for the Hornet return man.
That was Colby Bargis on the return, and that was really one of the strengths of last week, was our kickoff return game.
Yeah, the Hornets took one to the house. That was sophomore Isaiah Pogue. And if the Hornets are going to be successful today, we'd love to see some contributions from the special teams. No doubt about that. So here we go, folks. Hornets come out in a 11 formation. Zayden Allen's in motion. There's the snap. It's a handoff to Jamison. And he's got one guy he's drags him forward for about a 5-yard gain and positive yardage on first down.
Staying in front of the chains, that's massive.
I believe my compadre last year, a couple of games, Mr. Garrett Maxey, he called this run game math. 5 yards on first game is run game math. That's what we need right there. All right, here we go. Same formation. Handoff again. He's going the other way. Nothing doing that time. Helmet came off.
Yeah, he'll have to come out of play.
No flags. Looks like he picked up another yard, maybe yard and a half. They gave him 2.
It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Hornets here.
So here we go. 3rd and short. That's what we wanted to see the Hornets in. We wanted to see 3rd and short. Let's see if we can.
Your whole playbook's open, and if you get close enough, maybe you can risk it.
Might see some QB run game. There's a pass. And, it was to Hornet freshman Ty Purcell. And, boy, he was put down immediately. Nothing there. By formation, the Hornets felt like they had something there, but the Eagles rallied to that one. And the Hornets are going to punt here early. It's just, 2 yards, but early in the game, 0's on the scoreboard. I agree with this. You got to punt here.
Oh, you definitely have to punt here. You don't want to put your defense in a bad spot if you don't get it.
And you don't have to like it. You just have to do it, right? Sometimes you just suck it up and say, gosh, I really would like to go for it.
Coach Maxey said running game math. Well, this is going for it. That'd be video game math.
That's fair. Here it goes. Not a good bounce for the Hornets, unfortunately, but it does flip field position. Pretty good punt. It'll be down at the 31. So the Eagles will take over there for their first possession. The Hornets were unable to pick up a first down. 2 positive yardage running plays and a completed pass, but great tackling. And, tackling is another key here for the Hornet defense. We got to limit the yards after contact. And right there, that's what the Eagles did. They limited the Hornets' yard after contact. There's that fake. And so there's that misdirection. Fake handoff, the quarterback up the middle, and it's a first down for the Eagles. They had the Hornets' eyes looking the wrong direction that time, and that's exactly what this offense is meant to do.
That was a good pull.
So the Eagles have 11 men within 10 yards of the football. So, there's a ball on the ground.
Looks like they recovered.
They got
and it's going back 15.
Zayden Allen, let's just say it wasn't Oscar-worthy, but it was a pretty good acting job. Got the call. And he's under their skin early, and you got to love that. Great job. That's definitely something you want to do, is try to get under the opponent's skin. And that was a mental error right there by the Sequoyah blocker. You guys had a front row seat to that. He just threw him down late. And what do you think Nowlin weighed right there at the end? About 11 pounds?
Oh, yeah, he definitely
He made
sold
sure
that
whatever push he got, he made sure it was enough to send him to the ground.
You want to talk about Max? He was talking about math. How many yards do you think this is? For first
second
down?
in 2011. Second in 2011 is what I see here. It's a pass. And he's down after about an 8-yard pickup. So that's going to leave 3rd and 20.
That's 3rd and forever right there.
All right, so the Hornets, after a nice stop, well, it was a fumbled snap and a penalty for a late hit. The Eagles really did themselves in on that play, didn't they? Self-inflicted wounds. So now they got a 3rd and 20, and the Hornets are going to look to just get out the field here. That looked funny, didn't it? That could be an interception. Trey Tanner saw that, challenged, and the ball was tipped in the air, and if it was tipped a little differently, we had a chance to take that to the house, but
10 for Sequoyah. The wide receiver became a DB on that play.
So the Hornets get the stop they needed, and looks like number 6, Isaiah Pogue, is back deep to return the punt. Remember, he is ready for a house call. All right, here's the snap. Hornets make sure they don't get a roughing the punter. Pogue's going to have a chance. Picks it up. Can he outrun the defense?
He's got an angle.
Can he get the corner? He got the corner.
Wasn't a block in the back. That's going to be good field position for the Hornets.
There you go. Good job on the return. That's that speed coming into play. And the Hornets are going to start at the 47-yard line.
Well, so, I tell you, the person, it was Zayden Allen not getting the block in the back there, but still making that block, keeping, I think, 54 for Sequoyah from getting there to make that tackle. That's what made that play.
Great job by Zayden. That's senior play. So far, he's had a couple of them today, so great job. We need our seniors to play like seniors, so great job early. All right, here's the handoff to Vargas. He's got a hole, and he is going to, they reached out and grabbed him by the horse collar, but they didn't pull him down by the horse collar. So that is going to be a first down. Vargas had a step. The kid had to just reach out and grab his jersey. So that's about a 25-yard run right there, right up the middle. Quick hitter for the Hornets, and they're in business with their first down of the game.
The interior of the Hornet offensive line made a massive hole for Colby.
That was that physicality we were looking for. Ball comes out late. Called him down. It is going to be a 2-yard gain there, right up the gut.
They don't really. I'll tell me the other side. So you can't get these. Go. What are y'all doing? Okay. No, are you with them? Go. Guys, it's packed up there.
Here we go. Out to Zayden. Tries to make a move. 3-4 Eagles in on the tackle. Now that's good pursuit by the Sequoyah defense because that was right on the boundary. And 4 Eagles got out there to take care of Zayden Nowlin. And he's going to lose a yard. So 3rd and 9. So sticks not in our favor, but the field position is. You got to think this is 4-down territory.
It's definitely 4-down territory.
So let's see what the Hornets call here, knowing it's 4-down territory.
You see them get some out in space, try to get something like some yards after
I'm thinking
catch.
handoff to Jamison. And they do. It's a fumble. And it's picked up by Sequoyah. The tackler just came in and the hand right on the football, and it popped straight out of there. You hate to see that for the Hornets on the plus side of the field, and we're going to have to rally from that one. So nice play by the Sequoyah defense, and they're going to take over at the 30-yard line after the fumble. Well, it looked like the running back there for the Hornets, he just barely got control of the handoff, and he'd been hit. It was really good penetration. I don't think he had the ball fully tucked away. What do you think happened there? Here it comes back the other way. There's that you got to stay disciplined. You notice there's a lot of misdirection there.
So, yeah, on the fumble, it was too long between the handoff. They got good penetration up the middle, and he just got a hand in there.
It looks
flag
like
on the field. Was that going to be on 11 or what?
It looked like a personal foul on 11. He had a lot to say to the referee, and I don't really have any idea why he had a lot to say. So that's 2 unsportsmanlike conducts on the Eagles early, and the Hornets will just say thank you very much and keep our composure. And really, there was nothing there, but clearly the kid was a little frustrated. And he thought he needed to have a little bit extra to say to the referee, and the referee said, just play the game, son.
It's going to be, what, second 25?
It looks like it. Second 23, something like that. Okay, here we go. It's short gain on the play. So second 23. It's going to be a screen pass. Let's see. Oh, and they hit it. See if we can tackle. Here comes tackling. Is such a big deal here, guys. And the Hornets did not do a good job tackling. Is that a penalty? There is a flag on the ground. So he's gonna. Is he picking it up? He must have dropped it.
No, I don't think it was a.
The ref dropped it when he was running.
The chains were
unfortunately,
moving, so that's not going to be a penalty.
All right, so that was a screen pass, and the Eagles popped through the first line of defense, and then they got past the second line of defense, and that's why it was such a big play and a first down. It's going to be 1st and 10. The chain gang will figure that out in a second. So the Eagles are into Hornet territory.
QB busted that up pretty
good job by the Hornet D-line. Looked like Victor Gomez in there. Looked like Dagan Hopkins. Great penetration by the central part of the Hornet line there. And that's a negative play there on first down. All right, so the Hornet defense is looking to stiffen again.
We've been doing a pretty good job so far, keeping them behind the chains, but there's just been 2 explosive plays by them that just made it not go our way.
All right, we need to contain on the outside here, and we did. Force them back in, and it's going to force a 3rd and 9. It's exactly what the defense was designed to do. Hornet linebacker was able to get to the outside, turn it back in, and that's where all the help was.
Ref did a really good job kicking that towel 2 inches.
Still right where it doesn't belong. 3rd and 9. All right, so it is 4:38 to go here in the first quarter, and we're going to have a timeout. So that'll give us a chance to have a little bit of a game reset here. So 4:33 to go here in the first quarter, and there's no score. The Hornets have had 2 possessions. One was a 3-and-out, punted, flipped the field. Sequoyah got the ball. They ended up going, I think, 1 first down, and then they went backwards, punted it back to us.
It was 4 plays.
The Hornets had the best possession of the day going, and on 3rd and long, they had a handoff on the Eagles' 30-yard line. That was running back was hit. Great play by the defender. Just hand right on the ball, popped it out. The Eagles recovered the fumble, and so it was turnover. Now we're in the second possession of the game for the Sequoyah, and they've had some success here. They're on the Hornet side of the field. Looks like the 44-yard line, and a 2nd and 8.5.
They say second. I think it should be 3rd down.
I'll admit I'm not sure. The scoreboard doesn't show downs. Oh, just high. The Eagles receiver looked like he was going to come down with it, and the Hornet defense arrived just at the perfect time. I think if he caught it cleanly, I think he probably brings that in, but he was just kind of fumbling around there. So here we go. It's either 3rd or 4th, but I think it's
3rd and 8.
3rd and 8.
3rd and 9.
It's 8.5. You round up or down? I mean, glass half empty, half full. So I guess we're going to call it 3rd and 9, Taylor. 3rd and 9. I agree with you. All right, so here we go. Oh, they're calling another timeout. So the Eagles are having a little bit of trouble. That's 2 timeouts this drive for the Eagles. And the Hornets won't have a problem with that. They'll say thank you very much, and they'll come talk about this third down play. Do the Eagles go for it on 4th if the Hornets can hold them here on 3rd down?
Well, it just depends the distance. They're in part of the field where, you could definitely argue that you could go for a 4th down.
Well, it also will depend on how they feel about their punter. If their punter is inconsistent, sometimes it's 30 yards and sometimes it's 3 yards, you go for it a little more often. So
I'd say if you get to the 40, at least the 40,
go for it.
You can make the argument there.
I think if they really get any positive yards here, they'll go for it. Personally, I think this is 4-down territory. If the Hornets, if it's an incomplete pass or a negative yards play, then I think maybe they punt. So we'll see what the Eagles have in mind, depending on this.
Well, that could be a big reason why that timeout was called too. They're probably getting the third down play and the 4th down play in there, so they can run a little tempo.
So 4:27 to go. The Eagles called timeout with 4:33 on the clock and 4:27 on the clock. It's still the first quarter. Oh, it's 4th down. So Taylor, you were on it. They finally figured it out.
I'm smart. Hey, I'm so smart.
That timeout
SMRT.
really was costly for the
SMART.
Eagles, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the referees were going to figure that one out. Or at least they weren't going to tell the chain gang the difference. I wonder if they would have just let them run the play and then said it was our ball. That would have been
5th down already, Colorado,
right, it's
Mizzou.
4th down, and they're going. They are. I think it's a punt.
It's a punt.
Yeah. So it's a quick kick. Hornets will let it roll.
Pokes. Get out of the way.
Boy, that was tempting, wasn't it? I feel him. That ball was dangling, but there was a Sequoyah Eagle just waiting for Pogue to fumble that. He did a good job. That was a smart play. Get away from it. Let it roll. Live to fight another day there. So the Hornets take over. It turns out that was a big 3rd down stop. It was really nice penetration on 1st down is really what set us up there, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And we've been doing a pretty good job so far to start this game out, keeping them behind the chains. Big tackles for loss on 1st down. It's just too explosive for them so far for Sequoyah.
That's right. All right, so let's see if the Hornets can put something together. They had the chains moving on the last possession. There's the handoff to Pogue.
He's got another hole.
Not Pogue. Vargas. Vargas is hard to bring down. The Eagles are coming to realize that. He picked up 8, but looked for a second. His feet were ahead of the ball. It made me a little nervous there. I don't know. Did you see that too?
I did see that. No, it looked the middle of the play looked kind of weird.
But he held on to it, and the Hornets already have 1 fumble today, so we certainly need to hold on to the ball here. No self-inflicted penalties. So far, it's the Eagles that have done the self-inflicted wounds here. All right, there is a little pitch pass. And I think that's going to be enough for a first.
That will go down as the completion on the stat sheet.
So Trey Tanner with his 2nd completion of the game. That one goes for a 1st down. The ball traveled forward 6 inches. That's enough to get it to be a passing play. Basically a handoff. I'm going to call that a pitch pass. Is there another name for that, Taylor?
It's called a jet touch pass.
A jet touch pass.
Yeah.
All right, it's quarterback keeper. And the penetration by number 5 for the Eagles, that's Logan Townsend. He's a senior. And they have him listed as a defensive back, but he's playing linebacker. I guarantee you that. That was not a defensive back play right there.
For the old Roy Williams position.
Maybe. So he had really good penetration, and he forced the Hornet QB to shuffle step, and that's when the pursuit from the backside caught up to him, and it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. So great job by the Sequoyah defense right there.
Let's see if we keep trying to attack the middle. It's been working pretty good so far. Been getting some good good holes.
There's another pitch pass around the edge. See if he can get the corner. He does get the corner. So the blocking scheme worked that time. Picked up about 4, maybe 5 on the play.
Carson Osborne did a really good job not holding there.
Yeah.
As a receiver blocking with the play going towards your side, it's very easy just to try to get that last little nudge.
I remember the Grove game. We had a big play called back for that exact reason. It's just so difficult, so tempting. So great job by the young.
It's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Hornets.
All right. See if we can pick up a 1st down. Looks like Tanner's going to try to pass for it. He has a man. fired it in there just a bit behind him and off his shoulder pad. He had another Hornet open there, short of the sticks. He went for the first down, and it was a tough contested catch attempt by Moss, and just couldn't bring it in.
DB did a good job not hitting him early. Contact came as soon as the ball came.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the Sequoyah defense.
That's a tough play. That's a tough ball to reel in if you're Trevor.
So here we go. Hornets are going to punt.
It.
It's Pogue back. He took his time. It may have been deflected at the line. And so I think the Eagles may have got a piece of that. They brought the house, and it was just...
Well, Chris, I don't know if you noticed this. That was an illegal substitution just waiting to happen. They had 12 men on the field. They're getting that 12th man off. If we would have snapped that a split second quicker than what we did, that's a free 5.
I did not see that, and it looked like the Eagles defender did get off the field just in time to avoid the penalty. So the Eagles are going to start in Hornet territory, and now the Hornet defense is really going to need to stiffen here. It's 0-0, 2:21 to go. There's the student body right from the Sequoyah Eagles.
The direct snap to the running back, and it was a power run.
You notice that they test the edges with numbers there. They pulled everybody.
Well, they even had the QB lead blocking.
They picked up 4 on that play, so that's probably good math for them. Not bad by the Hornet defense, though. 4 is pretty much a wash. Here we go. There's that snap it one way, hand it the other way, moving both ways.
Well, the running back took the snap and hands it off to the slot receiver for a first down.
It's fun to watch. I like watching this offense, and for the Hornet defensive coaches, depends on how well we're playing it on if they're enjoying it or not.
It's a headache to play. it's a headache to play. In coach, probably.
Probably going to see a lot of players that don't have the ball getting tackled. Is that fair? A lot of phantom tackles. Yeah. There's great penetration by Floyd, but it wasn't able to hold the edge. It looks like Hopkins was on the ground. I'm not sure if that was a hold or a pancake, but the referees didn't mind it.
They did a good job setting that edge, and we just didn't have the numbers over there. It's old. This is old school football.
Yep.
We're watching.
So here we go. Another direct snap to the running back, and they do have
he leaked free. He has a touchdown.
He is going into the end zone. So that's the danger there. It really came back to the punt, wouldn't you say? The tipped punt.
Oh yeah, it was that partially blocked punt.
The Hornet defense. Also, the defense needed maybe a little bit to get their breath. We didn't pick up the first down. I think that they looked a little gassed out there. So the Eagles were able to cash it in, and that's going to make the score 6-0 with 54 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Got a lefty kicker. Don't see that too often. Snaps down. And it's good.
This point's good.
Sequoyah
7-0 Sequoyah.
Sequoyah has a soccer program, so if you have a soccer team, you're never going to hurt for a kicker.
So we 7-0 Sequoyah. We have 54 seconds left in the quarter.
I had to look twice. Looked like there was a Hornet that was in on that for a chance at the block.
We definitely had a chance there.
It was close, right? So the Eagles take the lead here early, and the Hornets took the opening kickoff, so that does bode well for the Eagles. They will get the ball first in the second half, so the Hornets need to answer. 54 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and it's been a good ball game, back and forth. A turnover and a partially blocked punt have loomed large.
Well,
the Eagles
it was going to go down. We talked about special teams for the game. We knew it was going to be important, right? And Sequoyah, that's really the first time anyone's been able to take full advantage of a momentum-changing play so far.
All right, we're going to have a chance to return. It's Vargas. He's looking for a hole. He fumbled it. And the Eagles came up with it. That is frustrating. Who's got it?
Well, Sequoyah jumped on it, but they may be saying he's down. It's going to be Veneta ball.
Will be the Hornets ball. Woo.
Yeah, they rolled them down.
Got to make sure
late.
Secure that football, that precious pigskin.
So he burst into Veneta at their own 30.
All right, so I'm expecting to see Jamison Williams get a couple of touches here. The Hornets sophomore running back. There he is. He's got it. Hornet O-line just not picking up everybody. They brought a lot of, they knew what we were going to run. Let's just be real. Like, at this point, the Hornet offense says, we're going to try to run the football, establish smash nose, and we've done a decent job. So Sequoyah says, okay, they aren't throwing the ball. We're going to bring the house. And so now the Hornets are going to have to make an adjustment to that.
Well, pretty soon, I think you're going to start to see the QB run game get a little bit more involved, too.
And here's a pass. They're looking for the screens. That's exactly what they tried to set up, but the Eagles read that real well. And the screen is about deception, and the Eagles just didn't believe it. They didn't believe it, did they?
Oh, absolutely not. They kind of knew that one was coming.
So it's going to be 3rd and 10 here. That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Sequoyah 7, Veneta 0 here on homecoming night. A beautiful, beautiful night. I'm telling you guys, if you have any chance to get out here to the stadium and enjoy this evening, it is a 5-star weather night in Veneta, America. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the second quarter. Once again, the score is Sequoyah 7, Veneta 0.
The action of the players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. Lions have done the same thing about us when we teach great sportsmanship and help regain the spirit of citizenship. Remember, for us in YouTube today, we have to provide better citizens and our communities for life.
All right, here we go. It's 3rd and 10. First play is, and Veneta is going to call a timeout. So Hornet coaching staff didn't like the play call with what the Sequoyah defense was showing them. So they're going to bring it in, talk about it, make sure, get on the right page. That's the first timeout taken by the Hornets this half, so no harm there. So the Hornets are against the chains here. It's 3rd and 10. If the Hornets could pick this up, man, that would be a big pick-me-up. You really don't expect to pick up 3rd and 10. So, boy, that could be a real nice momentum opportunity. So we're going to look at this as an opportunity. If the Hornets can pick up 3rd and long here and get something going, then we can tie this ball game up. So it's still early. It's only 7-0. Hornets are in this ball game. Few things haven't gone our way. We've had a turnover. We've had a partially blocked kick. There's a pass. He's going to scramble. Can he make a move? Makes one guy miss. Stiff arm. But he's dragged down. And looks like he's going to have a minimal gain there. So he had an opening for a second. There was a good rush. He stepped up to avoid the rush. Trey looked downfield. Looked like he had an opening. And but the Eagles rallied to the ball. They had good eye discipline on that play. And really, the Eagles had good eye discipline on both of those key plays there on that possession. The Hornets ran a screen play. Here comes the kick. It's a good one. Looks like it's going to get a nice high bounce, though, and the Eagles are going to have a chance to return it. And they do have a return set up. He is flung down at the 42-yard line. And, boy, the Hornets nearly had him, but that ball just set up nice and pretty. It was bouncing, and it just hung in the air right where the Eagles returner wanted it. Caught the ball, made the first couple of Hornets miss, and then he was off to the races. So once again, as a first down. So looks like we're back. We had a little hiccup with the Wi-Fi. The Eagles have the ball, and they are moving. The Hornets really need something here. We could use a turnover. That's 2 big plays, and right now the Hornet defense is having difficulty setting the edge. The Eagles have this really interesting rushing attack, and when they're able to get blockers on the edge and they're able to get around the edge, that just gashes the Hornet defense. And that's what happened on the play you missed. It was about a 20-yard pickup. So it's going to be first down and 10 at the 15-yard line, and the Eagles are in business. There's a power play right up the middle. Direct snap to the running back, big, powerful running back, and he is all the way down to the Hornet 4. So it has been all on the ground, and it has been big plays here, unfortunately for Hornet fans. And it looks like it's going to be first and goal. And the Hornet coaching staff calls timeout. They're looking to stop the bleeding here and see if they can get their feet under them on this possession. This possession has been just quick-hitting, smash-mouth football, and the blocking scheme for the Eagles has really done a number here. They have some big physical running backs, and they're hard to bring down, and the Hornets have got to figure something out here. 10:09 to go in the second quarter. Score is Sequoyah 7, Hornets 0. And Sequoyah is driving. So they are all the way down on the Hornet 3-yard line, first and goal. So timeout by the Hornets, and we're going to see if we can't come up with a goal line stand here. I mean, that would be momentum changing. You can't concede anything. Got to make them. They've already put the ball on the ground once. They did recover their own fumble, but we'd sure like to see them put the ball on the ground again here. Wouldn't mind that. So the Hornets are going to look run. And that's a nice tackle by number 63, Dagan Hopkins. He said, nah. So great job by the Hornet interior lineman. Second goal at the 2. Eagles looking to go in and make it a 2-score game. So here we go. Got to make him earn it. There's the snap. Same spot. He gets a yard. So the Hornets are making him earn it now. That's 2 plays and 2 yards. But that brings up 3rd and 1. So 1 more yard to put him in the end zone. So the Hornets are going to need some penetration here. See if we can get that in the interior of the defensive line. Will the Eagles get cute and try to go to the air here, or will they keep it on the ground? That's what we're about to find out. So here we go. It's a battle of wills here. All 22 players are within about 8 yards of the ball. Looks like a tush push, and there is a penalty. It's a false start. So that's a big penalty, and now it's going to be 3rd and 6, and the math looks a lot different at 3rd and 6 than it does at 3rd and 1. So those 2 big stops by the Hornets have given themselves a chance here at a goal line stand. So great job by the interior of the Hornet defense there. They got bullied so far on this drive, but not on the last 2 plays, and now it's the Eagles with 3rd and goal from about the 6.5, maybe 7-yard line. Referees are going to talk about this. Not sure what that was about. Something is being mentioned to the Sequoyah coach. They're going to run the clock. It's 8:46 to go, and a big play here. Big play. The Hornet faithful, the Hornet student section is loud, cheering on these guys for a chance at a big stop. Everybody's in motion here. It's a direct snap. He's looking to throw it. Does he have a man? He does, and it's complete to an offensive lineman that must have reported eligible. That's a big young man. So sneaky play by the Eagles, and they threw it up to a kid that goes about 6'4", 270, and he goes up and makes the play. So touchdown for the Eagles there on 3rd and 6.5, and now they're looking to pin on the extra point and make this a 14-0 game. Here's the kick. It's short, but it was good. So it's good. And the Eagles move in front 14-0. The Hornet defense stiffened, but couldn't make the last stop there. And you got to give it looked like the Hornet defense was right there, but I mean, there's not a lot of people that can prevent that young man from going up and catching that football. So smart play calling by the Eagles coaches, knowing that that kid's going to be a mismatch for the Hornets secondary. And the Sequoyah QB put the ball up high where only his guy could go up and catch it, and sure did work out there. So
it looks like we'll get one or two things to go our way, and then all of it looks like we'll get one or two things to go our way, and then all of a sudden all that goodwill just will disappear. It's just been one of those days.
Well, the Hornets are going to take over with 8:15 to go into second quarter, and it's a 14-0 deficit here that the Hornet offense is looking at.
See, this is time to bring that momentum back. We need a game-changing, a game-shifting play here.
Somebody call your Uncle Mo, because we got to get momentum on our side. There's a handoff to Vargas, and he does have a nice hole. Good blocking on the outside by the Hornet receivers. Looked like that was DJ Smith with a nice block and did not pick up the holding again like we've talked about. And a real nice run by Colby Vargas. He's looked lively today.
Sets up for a 2nd and 2.
All right, well, that's a positive right there, no doubt about it. Positive for the Hornets. All right, handoff. Nope, it's a fake.
Keep.
And Trey has some room.
Good
nice
move.
Spin. That's a nice first down.
First and 10, Veneta at our own 40.
All right, chains are moving. Here we go. Come on down, Mo. We'll take it. We need one first down to turn into 2 to turn into 7 points is what I'm thinking.
Percolating down the field.
All right, so real positive start to this drive for the Hornets. You love to see that after a deflating drive for the defense. Really, and he broke out of it. Vargas with a tough run. Wow, that is... Put a star by that play.
That's a tough 3 right there.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a tough 3 to make.
I tell you what, that was a sign-changing tackle break. That went from -3 to +3 right there.
Well, that's what Mamaw used to say, chicken salad. I'm not going to finish the rest of what Mamaw said.
Add a chicken something else. Well, that was some pretty nice chicken salad put together by the Hornet running back, and so we'll take it. That's a 4-yard gain. Give him there's a keeper again, and Trey may go. Good recovery by the Sequoyah defense, but not before the Hornet QB picked up about 12 and a first down. So there we go. Just what we asked for. The Hornets have responded with 4 positive running plays in a row.
We're in Sequoyah territory. It's at the 42. We got 6:18 left to go in the half. Plenty of time.
All right. Well, the Hornets really got to put something on the board here. This is our second drive into Sequoyah territory.
We're lined up in the pistol. This is one of the most common run formations.
There's Vargas, breaks through, and he gets 2.5, 3 yards there.
Every time you see this formation in college, you've been seeing it for years. The pistol formation is one of the most favorable running game formations you possibly can get because it gives you extra blockers on both ends. Also, running back gets a nice head of steam.
Well, we got to figure out how to sell run and throw a screen pass with those edge rushers believing we're running it. The one time we ran a screen, they just didn't buy it. And they stayed home, so nothing doing there. Good job by the Sequoyah defense. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Ref says that was a tackle inbounds, Chris.
Well, they called forward progress stop, so I'd say that's probably right. 4 down territory, but the Hornets need to get about half of it here, so we haven't seen Williams this possession.
Looks like James Stonebarger's in the game.
So the
time I've
Hornets
seen
have
him.
a quick huddle. We're down to 10 seconds on the play clock. Enough time to get it off. Here we go. Big third down. 4 seconds, 3
We're gonna
seconds,
take a
timeout.
We're going to take a timeout.
Yeah. The Hornets wanted to see how they lined up to that, and the Hornets used what I think might be their last time out of the first half. So here we go. It's going to be 3rd and 8 when we come back. And what do you predict here, Taylor? Look into your crystal ball and tell me the future.
Well, I think it's going to be a pretty safe play call because you obviously want the first down, but the goal is you don't want to put yourself in a position where you absolutely just can't go for it. You know what I mean? So maybe some like a swing pass out to the flats. I could see maybe like a quick little slant or a drag route, or maybe like a little inside zone or a counter run.
Is there anything in the playbook you didn't mention? I'm thinking QB run pass option. I'd like to see a QB run pass option.
It's going to be something very
looking and incomplete there on the edge. That's going to bring up 4th and 8. I think we go for it.
Puts you in a weird spot.
If we do punt, we could pin them back real deep with 4:39 to go. So it's not the worst idea to punt. Let's see what the Hornet coaches decide to do.
With personnel out there, it looks like this could be a pooch punt.
All right, here we go. I agree. It does look like a quick kick by Trey Tanner. Let's see what happens here. Can he pin them deep? It's high. That's going to give us time to run down under it. All right, it bounced backwards, though.
It takes a bad bounce. But it is inside the 20.
It's inside the 20. We're hoping to be inside the 10, but we'll take it. So the Hornets decide to go conservative and lean on their defense. The good news is the defense has had a second to catch their breath this time.
And they have to go 83 yards to score.
Well, through the first 4 plays of the last drive, you would have thought they could have went 800 yards. But the Hornet defense did stiffen and put up a stiff resistance there at the end before the Eagles punched it in. Look for them to keep the ball on the ground. The Hornets are going to have to prove they can stop it. There's that. We did set the edge this time, but there was a hole, and he is going to pick up about 17.
15. They either got a late hit or a horse collar there.
Looks like we're going to have some added on at the end. That's the first time today that the Hornets have had any extracurriculars that are going to cost them. And so that just cost us all the field position. Got to keep your head. And there's no need for any late hits or anything like that, no matter what the frustration is.
Well, I don't think it was. It definitely wasn't one of those I'm upset. It was I don't want this guy to score.
Trying to make a play.
I don't think he knew really where he was at on the field.
So all the way down to the Hornet 46-yard line. 4:20 to go. Clock is running. And the chains weren't even set up. They went fast. And they're going to pick up about 3 here on first down. So the Eagles were definitely trying to go fast here with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter and a 14-point lead. They're trying to put their foot on the proverbial throat, so to speak, and try to get a stranglehold on this game here. The Eagles are going to get the ball first.
I don't want to state the obvious. Giving up a touchdown here would not be a good thing. It would be very bad being down 21-0 going into this half. Get a stop.
Let's go, Hornet D. Let's see what you got. Oh, boy, just a broken tackle there. Had a shot at him and missed him, and they're going to pick up 5, and it's going to be 3rd and short. The Hornets one guy had a chance at him there for a no gain, and he just broke through an arm tackle and made it all the way down to we're going to call it the 37-yard line. So 3:14 and counting here in the second quarter. And we have a 3rd down and 1 for the Sequoyah Eagles. And they are in Hornet territory. So the Hornet need to stop for no gain here. And they're going to pick up the first down. And a little more. Good surge by the Sequoyah QB. He's a big feller, and he looked like he got a little help from his friends. And that's going to be a first down. So it's 2:47. 2:47 and counting. And the Eagles have reached the Hornet 29-yard line. Got a 1st and 10. Nice
This is a
tackle
good hit at the end.
on the second level by the Hornets safety. That was Trey Tanner.
It looks like you probably got a little hit pointer there.
Trey really knifed in and said, nope, I had enough of this. But unfortunately, if the safety's making tackles out of the second level, that's not usually good.
Well, that was a school book definition of student body right there.
Well, the ball's on the ground, and he's down. Well, we needed that a second ago, but we'll take it now. It's going to bring up 3rd and long, and it is 4-down territory, but that certainly helped.
So it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Eagles.
So here we go, a big 3rd down here for the Hornets. So the Eagles, one of the things that makes this offense so interesting, their splits of their linemen are non-existent. There's no gaps. That allows them to pull. They're going to throw it, and it's completed. What a nice throw.
That was perfect, honestly.
So little pop pass. The Hornet rush got there literally the second the pass took place. The Hornet defense had 2 guys running with the guy. It was a seam route up the middle, a go route. But that quarterback has some guts because he stood in there and he laid that on a platter for his wide receiver. And that makes it 20-0 Sequoyah here in the first half. And that is obviously not what the Hornets were looking for here. Kick is up. And looks good, and it is good.
So far it's 21-0 Eagles. We have 1:17 left in the half. I mean, Chris, you have time to do something.
Yeah, 1:17. Hornets are going to, well, one thing is we'd like to have a timeout or two here, and I don't know that we do. At most, we have 1 timeout. So 1:17. We're looking for a big play. We'd like to see a nice return. Certainly, there's time. And
this is also kind of the situation. You'll see defenses start to kind of play a little more conservative, keep people back to keep from getting beat deep. Sometimes those rushing lanes open up, or a quick hitter from the slot, and you'll get some big yards on a play you normally wouldn't.
We'll see what the Hornet O can do here. Here comes the kickoff with 1:17 to go here in the second quarter. Eagles 21, Hornets nothing. It's onside short. It's going to bounce. Picked up by, he had a lane. DJ Smith fights through a couple tacklers. Still on his feet.
Then he brought down the 40.
That was a tough return by DJ Smith. So a lot of heart there.
1:10 left to go in the half.
That's what the Hornets are going to need to display here. We're going to need that Hornet heart to come through. Ball on our 40-yard line. 1:10 to go. And the Hornets have moved the ball into the Eagle field twice with nothing to show for it.
So you can see safety right boundary
It's a
corner is
handoff.
playing back,
Vargas
and that running
has a
lane
lane.
open.
That didn't look right, but the refs said it was legal. There was a horse collar. There was a face mask there, but looks like neither
Chris,
one.
that's going to be one of those, when he sees the film of that run, he's going to want that one back.
Boy, that was close to going.
If
it was there, wasn't it?
If he just would have kept on going downhill, that was there.
Well,
That's
good
easy
tackle.
for us to see, not easy for him to see
Good
right there.
tackle by the Eagles. There's another handoff. What a cut by Vargas. He's slippery. It's going to bring up at 3rd and 2. We're going to have to go fast.
28 seconds, Chris.
So the time is ticking away. We're keeping the ball on the ground. 20 seconds to go. We're making sure we don't have to punt here. The Eagles may have a timeout left, so the Hornets are going to let this one go down. We may have one. We may be calling a timeout with a couple seconds. Nope, we're going to take it to the locker room. So it's gonna be our score at halftime: Sequoyah 21, Hornets 0, and we'll see what we can figure out in the locker room. We're gonna keep it here, and I'm gonna turn it over to the band. So I hope some of the band parents are tuning in here. We've got Palm Squad gonna put on a show for us. It's homecoming night here at Memorial Stadium. And just a beautiful evening to be playing football in Veneta, America. I hope you folks are enjoying the show. I am enjoying bringing it to you. So here comes halftime with the score, Sequoyah 21, Veneta 0. Hey, we're doing good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome to the field with Smith and Sequoyah from Sequoyah. We will watch a 9:30 and 9:30.
And I know he's your but Dylan's actually pretty good at that.
Selections include Singing in the Rain, Favorite Things, Both Sides Now, Rainy Days and Mondays, Don't Rain on My Parade.
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the time at Sequoyah. Ladies and gentlemen, now we go to the Lee High School Blue Pride Band. The Blue Pride Band is under the direction of Mr. Matt Young, grandladies Isaac Burks, and Zach Hitchcock. Tonight, the Blue Pride Band will be presenting a 2021 show, Ghost Ship. Well, ladies, will you be ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Lee High School Blue Pride Band.
All right, folks. The clock shows 46 seconds here to go at halftime, but they're going to add a few minutes here on the clock and let the football teams get warmed up here. Both teams have taken the field. So I hope you enjoyed the halftime festivities. I know that the Hornet faithful here in the stand sure did. Great job by the bands from both Claremore Sequoyah and, of course, the Blue Pride Band here at Veneta High School. And if you enjoy watching some fun bands and some kids that just work their tails off to hone their craft and learn how to put on a show, the Veneta Band is hosting a band contest tomorrow here, right here in Veneta, America. And so you can come on down, and for a small entry fee, you can support the band and watch bands from all over Northeast Oklahoma perform their halftime shows. So if you're looking for something to do in Veneta, America tomorrow, I hear there might be a little calf ride going on, and then, of course, you can stop by here and watch some bands. So maybe get a little 2-for-1 activity here in Veneta, Oklahoma. So as far as I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the excellent performance by the Pom Squad there at the end. Thunderstruck, and they did a great job, those young ladies. The dedication that the cheer and pom show to get up early or stay late. And, all these kids, no matter what their activities are, they just put so much heart and soul into it. And you feel for the football team because they're putting their time in. They're putting their blood, sweat, and tear in. And they just haven't had the results on the field so far this year. And so far here tonight, unfortunately, it's been more of the same. It's Sequoyah 21, Hornets 0, and Sequoyah is going to get the ball first. So the good news is there's lots of time left. And so if the Hornets could get some momentum at halftime, there's still plenty of time for the Hornets to mount some sort of a comeback. The bad news is they're 3 full touchdowns behind, so it's not going to be easy, and they're going to need to get momentum early if they're going to have a chance to make a comeback here tonight. So here comes the kickoff from the Hornets. It's going to be high and short. That's a tough one to field. They made him make a play, and I like that. A little shorter than usual, kind of hoping maybe the Eagles might mishandle that kick, but they don't, so they're going to take over at the 39. So here it goes. The Hornet defense put on the spot, and more of the same from the Sequoyah. You're going to expect to see running plays with really tight splits from the linemen. Hard to know who has the ball. Quarterback has it, and really well done there. That was Trapper Christie. Shot out of a cannon, and he threw the Sequoyah quarterback down for no gain. Great job by the interior of the Hornet line there. So Victor Gomez and Dagan Hopkins and Logan Floyd were strong at the point of attack. Trapper Christie right through there and threw him on the ground. There's a fumbled snap. Let's see what the Hornets can do to him here. Tried to chase him down. He gets the corner. That was Trevor Moss in pursuit. And cleaned up by Floyd. Let's see. Number 10, Stoneberger was in there. Good job, Stoney. So here we go. 3rd and 10, and the Hornets are going to look to get a stop early and see if we can force a punt. We got them in 3rd and long. That's right where we want them. The Eagles haven't thrown the ball much, but when they've actually been deadly accurate. He pulls the ball down. He's going to try to run for it, and he's not going to get it. So good job. That's a coverage. It's not a sack, but great coverage by the Hornets secondary. And QB had nowhere to go, decides to pull it down, and he's tackled for just a 2-yard gain. And the Eagles are going to kick. So the Hornets at least made a stand there on the first drive, and they've negated the fact that the Eagles got the ball first, and we're going to have a chance at a return. Looks like Vargas is back to return this one. It's deep, It bounces up in the air, and what a nice punt. So no chance at a return for Colby Vargas. And the Hornets, that might have been Nallen. That was Zayden Nallen back, I think. It's hard to tell the difference in 2 and 7 on these uniforms, I'll just tell you. Okay, so the Hornets take over. It's 10:26 to go here in the third quarter. And the Hornets are down 3 scores. First possession of the second half here for the Hornets, and let's see what the players and coaches have come up with at halftime. So, little pitch pass, and Smith looks to get the corner, and he's going to be wrestled down after a gain of about 5. So, nice, positive, and I will say the pitch pass has been good to the Hornets tonight, so I like them coming out with that. Moving sideways and trying to get their speed out on the edges, and 5 yards on first down. That's good math right there. We'll take it. So here's 2nd and 5 for the Hornets. They're looking for the play call from Coach Kirk. They've got the play. So here we go. Shotgun formation. It's a fake. He's hit right as he throws. He completes it. There's a tunnel screen, and there is room to roll. Zayden Allen, one of the Hornet senior playmakers on the edge, and what a nice job by Trey Tanner to complete that pass. His arm was hit on the throw and somehow gets enough on it to complete that pass, so that's a really nice play for the Hornets and a first down pickup, and we're in business. The Hornet defense makes a stand, and the Hornet offense picking up. There's a pass outside, same play other side. Osborne can't get around a man. He's going to pick up 2 yards. So we're just trying to get the ball out to our playmakers in space, get the Sequoyah defense running left and right, sideline to sideline, and then we'll see if we don't go back to the middle. So here we go. It's a 2nd and 8. And the Hornets have gone to the air here, which I like. Some easy completion passes. There's Hornet QB keeps it. Great blocking by the Hornet receivers, and Trey Tanner is loose. And he's pulled down about 5 yards out of bounds. They went ahead and let that go. The Hornet crowd was hoping that they might have saw something wrong with that, but the Sequoyah tackler was hooked up with Trey 20 yards into the playing field, so there's really no way that he could have let up there. So it's a Hornet first down, though, so real nice momentum for the Hornets here, and they have moved into Eagle territory on the first drive of the third quarter. There's a handoff to Vargas up the middle. He breaks tackles, breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles. Really strong 7-yard pickup for the Hornet junior running back, Colby Vargas. And that was a quick hitter for the Hornets, and Vargas just ran through a couple of arm tackles from the edge. And we're going to give him 6. That's going to be 2nd and 4 here. So more positive plays for the Hornets. We're ahead of the chains. See what the coaches have dialed up here. It's a blitz. It was tipped. He catches it. Got one guy to beat. DJ Smith is going to get dragged down for a 1-yard loss. The pass was tipped, and that just threw everything off. Smith had to reach down and make a really nice catch, but by then the defense was there. So just got to give credit to the Sequoyah defense. He ended up getting back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and 4. And I would say the Hornets are likely in 4-down territory on the Eagle 38-yard line, down 21. So, 3rd time into the Eagle side of the field. Let's see if we can cash it into points this time. I'm thinking we're thinking 2 plays, so let's look for a handoff. It's going to be a throw. He's got a man in the middle. He's got him open, and it's going to be intercepted. The Sequoyah DB just went up and made a play on the ball. So, had a man open, maybe just a tad underthrown. And a big play by the Eagles snuffs out the Hornet drive. And that's too bad because the Hornets had a lot of good going that drive. A lot to like for the Hornets coming out of halftime, but in the end, it's going to be Eagles ball down at the 9-yard line after an interception. So 7:04 to go here in the third quarter, and the Eagles have the ball back, up 3 scores. All right, here we go. It's a direct snap. A little bit of space up the middle. Looks like they're going to pick up 3. Now, the Eagles have some fancy ball handling. And that lends itself to the possibility of putting the ball on the ground. They have fumbled it 2 or 3 times. They've just been fortunate enough to jump back on the ball, but it's cost them field position, and they've had to punt on those possessions. So the Hornets could use a fumble here. And a great penetration there by the Hornets. Looks like Floyd and Trapper Christie and Jamison Williams all in the backfield for the Hornets. And that's Trapper Christie's second big defensive play here in the second half. That young man has really stepped up his game, and he is terrorizing the Sequoyah offensive line right now. So great job by that young man. All right, here we go. So it's going to be 3rd and 9. The Hornets have them right where they want them. How aggressive will the Eagles be? Up 3. They're going to throw. It might be, woo, that was hanging in the air. I don't know. That may have just come out of your screen there at the end. That was a dangerous throw. Just threw it up for grabs, and it fell incomplete. So they're going to have to punt from their own 9. So another great stop by the Hornet D here early, and Zayden Allen's back. He's going to put his feet on the 50-yard line or so, and let's see if he can't field this and make a play. So the Hornet defense, that long interception kind of acted as a punt. That's a false start, and so that's going to move him back 5 more. I don't know if it's enough for the Hornets to try to block this punt here, but the Eagles punter is now going to have his heels on the edge of the out-of-bounds line, which is a scary place to be as a punter for sure. You wouldn't mind getting a blocked punt here. You just don't want to get a rough in the punter, which we've had one of those this year, a race of 4th and a forever. So let's see. We went for it, and he bumped him. The referees went ahead and I think they let it go. I was watching that. That's kind of surprising that the referees felt like that might have been an acting job by the kicker, but looked like pretty good contact. The referees went ahead and let that one go, and the Hornets are going to get great field position on a short punt. It was down at the 33-yard line. All right, so the Hornets take over with great field position after a defensive stand. There's a handoff to Williams and just nothing there. The Eagles really keen on the Hornets sophomore running back and really one of our best big play threats, but besides a couple of runs in the first drive of the first quarter, he really hasn't been able to get going here. And there's nothing. That's not his fault at all. There was nothing there. As soon as he had the ball, the Eagles' defensive line or linebackers were in on him. Looks like they run a 3-4, so they're blitzing their linebackers off the edge. All right, Tanner pulls it, and that didn't go anywhere either. So they're going to have to stop trying the left side there. That outside linebacker for the Eagles, number 37, he has been on it, and the Hornets have gone nowhere but backwards. So we're going to take a 3rd and 18 from our own 40-yard line, or from their 40-yard line. So great field position for the Hornets being squandered currently with a couple of negative plays in the run game. So it's 4:33 to go here in the third quarter. The Hornets really need a score to feel good about something here and try to get themselves back in the ball game. They have, up until these last 2 plays, dominated the third quarter. But unfortunately, the score here in the third quarter is 0-0. So All right, we're just starting the fourth quarter, and the Hornets have mounted a little comeback here. Let's see what happens here on third down. He throws it deep. He's got a man. It's caught, and that might be a touchdown. It's a touchdown for the Hornets. Just couldn't see it. What a play. It was a 48-yard bomb from Trey Tarrant, Hornets senior Zayden Allen. And that backs up a Colby Vargas 15-yard run earlier in the third quarter. And just like that, the Hornets are an extra point away from making this a 21-14 game here. And we've got ourselves a ball game, folks. Wow. So sorry we couldn't quite catch that. We don't have the best vantage point for this stream. Couldn't quite catch it. That's the one part of the field we don't have coverage of. And that's right where he threw it. But it was a beautiful bomb. Zayden Allen got behind the defense, and Trey Tanner just threw it as far as he could. He caught the ball at the 1 yard line and kind of fell backwards, cradling it into the end zone for the Hornet touchdown. And folks, it's a 21-14 game. The Hornet defense has not given up anything here in the second half. The Hornets have driven the ball down twice. We had right after we cut out, really, the Hornets scored. It was about a 20. We had it was a 3rd and 20, 3rd and 18. And we actually picked it up in one play. It was about a 25-yard pass from Trey Tanner to sophomore DJ Smith. We backed that up with about an 18-yard run by Colby Vargas into the end zone, and the Hornets were finally on the board. Next possession, the Hornets stopped the Eagles. They kicked down to about the 20-yard line. The Hornets in about 5 plays, a couple of first downs. We got deep onside here, and it goes out of bounds, and the Eagles will start about the 38-yard line. So the Hornets drove the ball to about midfield. It was a 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. I'm not sure what the down and distance was. I was trying to get the stream back up. Trey Tanner looking deep down the sideline, hits senior receiver Zayden Allen, and we have ourselves a 21-14 ball game, and it's been a tale of two halves here tonight. So the Eagles still have the lead in the ball, but Big Mo is firmly in the Hornets' corner here, and there is a whole quarter left to play. The Hornet crowd sensing some momentum here. Here we go. Direct snap. We have a penalty. We have a procedural penalty on the Eagles. So that'll move them back 5, put them behind the chains. And maybe the Eagles might be getting a little tight here. The Hornets are putting some pressure on them. On the Hornet defense, it's definitely been a collective effort, but I would like to highlight the Hornet Junior nose tackle today, Trapper Christie. He's made 2 or 3 really big plays here defensively, and the Hornets have swarmed them. There we go. There's a tackle by Trevor Moss and Logan Floyd. They're going to pick up about 3.5, so it'll still be 2nd and a bunch because the Eagles were behind the chains with the penalty. 2nd and 11. So if the Hornets can get a stop here and they have all that momentum on their side, Colby Vargas he's broken loose for several big runs. So it's been chunk plays for the Hornets here. Oh, what a rush. The pass rush was in his face. That was Jamison Williams forcing the throw. And the Sequoyah quarterback kind of threw it up, and boy, that was dangerous. So the Hornets have them pinned deep here, 3rd and 11. The crowd urging on the Hornets. Here's a big play. Let's go. Hornet crowd comes alive. The Hornet faithful are sensing a comeback. Can they tackle him? Oh, he's going to be short. Big physical stop at the end of that play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down at the 44-yard line. And it's only 4th and 2. But you got to think they'll kick here. If they don't, they risk giving the Hornets the ball in plus yardage. Of course, the Eagles got to feel good about their jumbo package. That would be a gutsy play call. So here we go. The Hornet faithful on their feet. It's 4th down. Now they've been punting out of this formation. They're adjusting. They caught us offside. So there it is. They were going for the draw offsides play, and the Hornet defense was so eager. They could sense it, but discipline has to win out there, and that's a killer. So they convert the first down there, and that was huge. So 10-17 to go here in the 4th quarter. The Eagles' 21-point lead is down to a 7-point lead. The Hornets have rallied here in the 3rd quarter. Here's a direct snap. The Hornet defense has been tough. That was a nice run on first down. Pickup of about 4 for the Eagles. Looked like it might have been Dagan Hopkins in on that play. The Hornet defense, we have freshman Ty Purcell in the middle of the defense here, so shout out to that kid. He's made himself indispensable to this Hornet team as a freshman. There's good penetration by the Hornet D-line that time. They didn't go anywhere. They're giving him forward momentum to the, let's say the 47. Boy, there's a lot of bodies on the pile. There must have been 10 players in that one pile there. What a physical run. And that's Sequoiah's brand of football, and the Hornets have matched them here in the 3rd and 4th quarters. So here we go. It's a big 3rd down, 3rd and 5. The Hornets really got to get a stop here. Sequoiah's moving closer to 4-down territory, but they do have a 7-point lead. It's going to be a pass. It's overthrown, and that's going to bring up 4th and 5. Interesting play call there. Sets up, you got to think this is a punting situation. It does look like they're going to bring in the punt team. And let's see if the Hornets can get a chance at a return. The Hornets get a stop. 8:52 to go here in the 4th quarter, and the Hornets are going to get the ball back just down a score. If you watch the first half, that has to come as a surprise. The Hornets had their moments, but Sequoyah generally dominated. They're going to call timeout. They had not enough guys on the field. And, I know coaches, I know why they call timeout there, but honestly, 5 yards from where they are, it wouldn't have cost them much. I would have taken the delay of game and saved the timeout. If the Hornets tie this game up, the Eagles are going to want that timeout back. So they called timeout to save the 5 yards. We'll see if if they had a fake on, I guess that would have been a good reason to call the timeout. But if they were just going to punt that away, maybe you just take the 5 yards and move back and punt it. Anyway, the Hornets are going to get the ball back here, just down 7. And so if you left early or if you tuned out when we went into blackout mode, come back to us, folks. We got ourselves a ball game here at Memorial Stadium. The Hornet crowd being urged on by the players and the trainers. They're in punt formation. The Hornets send Colby Vargas back, and he's hoping to get a chance at a big play. And he has looked dangerous. There's the kick. We let one guy go. Vargas is going to let it bounce. Stay away from it. It is downed at the 6. So what a nice punt. So the Hornets have a long field to go, but folks, we'll take it. We have the ball, and the ball scores, and we're within a touchdown here with 8:43 to go here in the 4th quarter. The Hornet offense, we've had positive plays with Trey Tanner keeping the ball, quarterback run game. We've had positive plays with Colby Vargas hitting big plays. So the line has really done a nice job. The receivers have done a nice job on the edges. And the Hornet offense, which hasn't generated much in the last 3 weeks, has come alive here in the second half. There's a handoff to Vargas up the middle. He does have a hole. He's going to get to the 10.5-yard line, so that'll be about a gain of 4. The Hornets, they don't have to score here. What we need is to get a first down or two and flip the field position. So if we can pick up a first down or two, flip field position, and then let the defense hold them, that's fine too. But we definitely don't want to go to 3 out here and give the Eagles the ball back on the 50-yard line. That's a handoff. That's a face mask, and that's going to be a first down. So that's the second or third time that the Eagles have dragged down a Hornet ball carrier in an awkward manner. That time for sure grabbed the face mask. That's going to cost them 15, and the Hornets are going to be in business here. With 8:06 to go in the fourth quarter, we have ourselves a 7-point game. All right, I hope you're enjoying this action here in the second half. The Hornets down 7 with the ball up to the 26-yard line. We're going to throw it. Going deep to Nowlin. That one ended up with Nowlin being the defensive back on the play. Trey threw it up, asked his man to make a play. And he did make a play, but the play was to break the ball up. The Sequoyah defender was in perfect position. And really, he had a lot better chance to catch that than Zayden did. So 2nd and 10, Hornets took a chance. That's probably the same play call we scored the touchdown on earlier. So the Hornets basically told the Sequoyah defense, prove that you figured that one out. And they did. Here's a handoff to Vargas. Oh, what a cut! He needs a block. He gets it. Tunnels down to the 45. That's a Hornet first down. Here we go. Great job by the O-line. Nice cutback lane for Vargas. And the Hornets are in business. I asked for a couple of first downs, and they gave it to us. So the Hornets have moved to the 46-yard line. 7:26 to go. There's handoff to Vargas, hits the hole. He stays on his feet. What a tough run by the Hornet Jr. He's all the way to the Eagle 44-yard line and a first down. Talk about yards after contact. Hornet Jr. Colby Vargas has been a man possessed in the second half, and we keep feeding him the rock. He says, let me eat. The Hornets are down to the Eagle 44-yard line. 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go here. Handoff to Vargas again. There's another 5, 6, 7 yards. Yards after contact. The Hornet running back, low center gravity, powerful legs, and he has not been. Give credit to the Hornet O-line. He needs a breather. Yeah, Vargas needs a breather. We've been leaning heavy on him. So here we go, 2nd and 5, 5 yards. 2nd and 4. 6 yards for Vargas we'll give him. 6:28 to go. Hornets down to score and driving. Handoff up the middle. James, he breaks a tackle. He's loose. He breaks another one. All the way down to the 24-yard line. The Hornet running backs are breaking through arm tackle by the Sequoyah Eagles. The crowd is in a frenzy. 6:17 to go in the fourth quarter. The Hornets are on the move down to the Eagle 23-yard line. Hornets still trailing, but all the momentum is on the Hornets side here. And we'll see what we can do. It's 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. It's been all on the ground. All on the ground. There he is again, down to the 20. And boy, if he could have kept his feet, he had a chance. The Hornets are using quick hitters, counting on their running backs to break the first tackle, and that has been working. Now let's look for a Trey Tanner keeper. Fake that, and let's have Trey Tanner come around the side. He's been handing it. Now I want to see him keep it. He pulled it. There it is. There it is. Go, go, go. Wow! There you go, folks. That's what we're talking about here. Trey Tanner fakes it to Jamison Williams, keeps it on the side. That's a Hornet first and goal at the 8-yard line. It's 5:20 to go, and the Hornets are ready to tie this game up. We're going down to the part of the field we have the worst advantage of, unfortunately. So we're going to do our best to make sure we still have this picture for you guys. So here we go. That breaking tackles up the middle, all the way to the 2. Colby Vargas, yards after contact are through the roof right now. 5:05 to go. Clock is ticking, and the Hornets are down to the 2-yard line. And it's just been physical, in-your-face football. There's the hand. He keeps it. The Hornet QB keeps it. And if he would have handed it, I think Williams scores. So just got a little cute there. And the Hornets need 7, so this is big. 3rd and 5, and as much momentum as the Hornets have, we're down 7. Now, we could kick a field goal if it ends up looking like it's going to be 4th and a bunch here. But, boy, it'd be nice to get 7 right now. Here we go. Hornet fans cheering. Big play, folks. It's 3rd and 5. Hornets are in the... It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Williams. He's to the 3. He's to the 2. He's to the 1. Touchdown! Touchdown, Hornets! Wow! Big boy football by the Hornets sophomore, Jamison Williams. And it's 20-21. The Hornets are an extra point away from completing the comeback here in the second half. What a big boy play that was. For the first time all night, the Hornets got under center and took the handoff directly from the center. Center snap. Here's Zayden Allen. Boy, that's close. Tell me it's good. It's good. And this is a tie ball game, folks. What a comeback by the Hornets. 4:08 to go, and it's knotted up at 21 all here at Memorial Stadium, LP Williams Field in Bonita, America. What a football game these boys have put on tonight. Well, I would have paid to be a fly in the wall at halftime because the coaches have pushed all the right buttons here in the second half, and the Hornets have come back from a 21-0 deficit, and it's 21 all. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell Randy Gonzalez to tune back in. It's a tie ball game. Okay, so the Hornets are going to kick off. Let's see if the Eagles field this cleanly. The Hornets have been aggressive on these deep on sides. That one's out of bounds. That's okay. They're going to get it at the 35-yard line. So, the Eagles will take over, and their offense has been stuck in the mud here in the second half. The Hornet defense has had their number. We hope to continue that here. It's 4:08 to go. The Hornets still have timeouts. We're looking to get a stop and finish this one off. See if we can make this comeback pay off here, folks. It's going to be up to the Hornet defense, and that's fitting because the Hornet D has carried this team. Every game we've been in this year, it's been the Hornet defense that has carried the team. This time, the Hornet defense set the tone early in the third quarter. Here we go. Student body left. Jamison Williams tracking him down. He breaks an arm tackle, and he gets about 4. Got a timeout on the field. There's a Hornet down. Looks like could be a cramp. Or maybe an ankle. All right. So we'll have an injury timeout. And looks like the Hornet defensive back over there on the far side of the field. And it's not looking like a cramp, so the trainers and coaches are going to come out and tend to him. And we'll just take a quick break here. So game reset, it's 21-21. The Hornets were shut out in the first half. And now, so far, they've pitched a shutout in the second half. Both teams have 21 points on the board. And the Hornets have done it with physicality. The coaching staff all week long had been just preaching, we got to be physical. We got to be physical. And first half, the physicality was 5, 6 out of 10. The second half, it's been 11 out of 10. The Hornets have absolutely been playing like men possessed out there. And the scoreboard is showing the change, 21-all. Right now, the Hornets have a player down, so he's being tended to. He's being helped up now. It looks like, I don't want to say because it's so hard to tell the difference in the numbers. Let me check for the other number. So, looks like Hornet junior linebacker Colby Vargas is being helped off the field. And it looks like it's a leg injury. And Colby has been huge in this comeback so far today. Here comes the trickeration from the Eagles, and they're going to pick up a first down. So the Eagles have this tricky, keep your eyes moving one way, go the other way kind of situation. And it gave the Hornets some real problems. Looks like he stepped out of bounds. He didn't pick up the first down. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. So it looks like he stepped out. And the Hornets have a chance to get a stop here if we can make a negative play here. So let's see if the Hornets can get some penetration. There's the trickeration, and they're going to just pick it up. I mean, they needed a half a yard, and they got 1 yard. So the Eagles are going to move the chains with 3:28 to go. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have ourselves, what a ball game. So it's 21-21, 3:17 and counting to go. The Eagles have the ball on their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10. The second half has been owned by the Hornets, and now they need 2 more minutes. They need to own the last 2 minutes here. Strong run up the middle for the Eagles. And with the Hornet junior linebacker Vargas out, they ran right where he's been playing and been playing strong. So 2nd and 3, and the Eagles have something going with 2:44 here to go. The Eagles do have something going. Their kicker has made all 3 extra points. He hasn't shown a lot of leg, though. I think they're going to need to get pretty close to give him a chance to win this game with a field goal. All right, student body right. That's holding. They didn't call it. That Dagan Hopkins absolutely got held on that play. Tackled, and they did not call it, and they're going to give him a first down. Folks, that is as egregious of a hold in the middle of the line as you're going to ever see not get called in a high school football game. There's just no way that wasn't a hold. So they pick up the first down. They move the ball to the Hornet 42-yard line with 2:08. Tick, 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 tick. The clock is ticking down. It's going to be 2 minutes to go before the Eagles snap the ball. So they're hoping to make sure that if anybody wins the game, it's going to be them. They're going to call a timeout now with 1:54 to go. The Hornet faithful here tonight have been treated with a second-half comeback and some exciting football from these young Hornets. So we've got 1st and 10 for the Eagles on the Hornet 42-yard line. 1:54 on the clock. 1 minute, 54 seconds to go. Eagles with the ball, and it's up to the Hornet defense to stiffen, stop yielding field position, maybe get a turnover. I mean, how about that? Wouldn't that be something? The Hornets have been close to turnovers 3 or 4 times today, forcing turnovers. Ball's been on the ground, nearly intercepted the ball a couple of times. So that's this broadcaster's pick right now. The Hornet touchdowns, about an 18-yard run by Colby Vargas, Hornet Jr., about a 45, 50-yard bomb from Trey Tanner to Zayden Allen, and a 5-yard man run by Jamison Williams tie this game. So here we go. 1st and 10. Shifty formation. Making the Hornets match. Where's the ball? It's in Five's hands. He's thrown back after a 2-yard gain. Here we go. Boy, Ty Purcell is fired up. Here we go. 141, timeout Hornets. So the Hornets are going to take a timeout now and preserve some clock. They're going to come talk about it. So the both coaching staffs are playing chess now. Timeouts, long discussions. This time it was the Hornets that called the timeout, and that's got to be their second timeout of this half, so I think they have one left. Unfortunately, the scoreboard here at Memorial Stadium, the downs to go, the timeouts, all that stuff isn't working, so there's no way for me to know without any official statistician sitting here next to me, besides just my brilliant memory, and unfortunately it ain't that good anymore. So by my recollection, we should have at least one timeout left in the bank here. 1:41 to go. We're coming down to nip and tuck time here. It's 21-21. Eagles have the ball, 2nd and 8. Here comes the Eagles offense. The Hornet faithful riled up. Here we go. They're looking to pass. It's a double move. Oh my goodness. It's a touchdown. I thought it was intercepted. We'll have to see the instant replay. Trey Tanner came over from the safety spot, and I thought he had it in his hands. And I'm not sure what happened, folks. It was hard to see from my vantage point. Next thing I know, I was about to call interception, and the next thing you know, the Eagles have ran it in for a touchdown. That's just a heartbreaking bounce to go against the Hornets here. And the Eagles have taken the lead with 1:33 to go, and the Hornets now are up against it. They will get the ball back with time to go, though. Here's the snap. The extra point was blocked, and so that gives the Hornets a little life. If the Hornets can score a touchdown, they'll have a chance to kick the extra point to win this game. So, boy, I'm telling you, it was really hard to see exactly what happened at that moment. But Trey Tanner read the ball so well on that play. It was a double move. They were going for the touchdown. Safety came over, and 3 players converged right at the exact same time, and somehow or another, the Eagles receiver emerged from the back of that pile like the immaculate reception and scored a touchdown for the Eagles, and the Hornets just can't buy a break right there. So, the Hornets are going to have to make their own luck. 1:33 to go. Sequoyah 27, Hornets 21. Hornets are going to get the ball back. Hornet playmaker Colby Vargas was injured earlier. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to return to this ball game. Boy, and he had a whale of a game too. So our thoughts and prayers are with that young man. Here's the kick. Short. Fielded by Carson Osborne at the 36. 1:31. Hornets have 64 yards to go to complete this comeback. The Hornet offense has been on fire. They have been running through arm tackles here. Yards after contact through the charts here. It has been big boy football. Unfortunately, with 1:31 to go, I don't know if we can keep just handing the ball up the middle, ball control style. We may need to look to hit something, and that hasn't been the Hornets' forte here tonight. But the Hornets have one more shot at it. Here we go. Man in motions, Jamison.
Trey Tanner looking deep down the middle. He's got DJ Smith. It's incomplete. Whoa, so close. What a nice play call. I liked that play design. DJ Smith had a play at it. He had to dive for it. Boy, that was close. Just couldn't haul it in. 2nd and 10, so close. Tantalizingly close for the Hornet faithful here tonight. 2nd and 10, 1:26 now to go. 4th quarter, Hornets down 6 with the ball. The Hornet crowd is alive and buzzing. It's going to be an option play. Jameson breaks one. Now what? Now what? Down to the 45-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 1, and the clock's ticking, so you got to go. But, man, the Hornet running backs have not been brought down by the first guy in the second half. They're going to look to convert here on 3rd and 1. 1 minute to go. Fumbled snap. Oh, boy. And now it's 40-yard line, and we may take our timeout. Here we go. It's 4th down. Hornets take a timeout 46 seconds ago. We didn't want to, but with 4th and 6, you got to get it right. Okay, folks, so really it comes down to this play. We got to convert. That fumbled snap just really put the Hornets behind the 8 ball here. What a gutsy comeback and gutsy performance by the Hornets in the second half here. The Hornets have, it looks like, 2 of their best playmakers on crutches here. So, I mean, we're talking about the Hornets are doing it shorthanded with guts and determination and just haven't been able to buy a break. It's 4th and 6, and we're going to have to make our own break here. So it looks like Isaiah Pogue, the other Hornet sensational playmaker, also standing and watching on crutches. So I don't want to speculate what's wrong, but that's been a costly night for the Hornets. They have put it all on the line, folks. They are making us proud here at Memorial Stadium. 4th and 6, 46 seconds to go. It all comes down to this. Sprint out. QB looks. He's looking to make a play. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. Can he find a man? Throws it downfield. It's caught. And I think it's a 1st down. Oh, there's a flag on the play. Flag on the play. They are marking it for a 1st down. So depending on the flag, that could be an amazing conversion. And boy, I missed what Hornet receiver caught the ball on the sideline there. But what a great scramble by Trey Tanner. I think it's going to be a penalty on the Hornets. It's going to be a hold with 36 seconds to go. So, man, the Hornets had the play they needed. But with the scramble, we just had a holding penalty. And the Hornets are going to have to do it again. Oh, man, deflating penalty right there. And you have to just think that with all the scrambling that Trey Tanner had to do on that play, you know, changing directions, sometimes a lineman just gets engaged in a block and he can't help it. That happens in all levels of football. But it's a gut-wrenching penalty here. Looks like we're going to have a timeout. It's now going to be 4th and 16 with 36 seconds to go. Hornets down 6. So don't go anywhere. It's not over. The Hornets they need a miracle conversion right here, but you know, it's been a night where you wouldn't have thought the Hornets would have any chance to be in this position. If you were with us for the first half, the Hornets went into halftime down 21-0, and the Eagles got the ball first. The Hornets stopped them with a 3-and-out, went down and scored. 2 more touchdowns later, it was 21-21 with about 4 minutes left in this game. The Hornet defense had been money all second half, gave up a couple of 1st downs, and then on a long pass play, they just kind of threw the ball up. 3 players collided, 2 of them Hornets, 1 of them Eagles. Somehow or another, the Eagle emerged with the ball and scored a touchdown to give the Eagles the lead. The Hornets blocked the extra point. Now in the ensuing possession, the Hornets have just been so close to success, and unfortunately, here we are, 4th and 16. Hornets are getting lined up. Here it is. Empty set now. Trey Tanner with the ball. Here comes the rush. Trey's going to have to make a play. And the Eagles get to him, and the Hornets are sacked. And unfortunately, that's going to end with the Hornets just coming up short here. Boy, what a gutsy performance by the Hornets. And it's just gut-wrenching for me to watch this and just have these kids put their heart and soul. I'm so proud of them. So proud of the effort they put in tonight. But it's just not going to work out for them in the end. So 29 seconds to go on the clock. It's 27-21 Eagles. And after that fourth down, turnover on downs, the Eagles are going to take over and be able to run this clock out. So I am glad you guys tuned back in to catch the end of this live stream and witness all the excitement and all the heart and soul that these Hornets have put. They deserve to have your attention in the coming weeks because they made a statement in the second half today that they are going to lay it on the line. And I'm very proud of them. The Eagles are going to go ahead and run it. I didn't know if they would. They're kind of risking a turnover. But they're going to get chopped down after a gain of 4. And the clock is going to tick down. And that's going to be it. So the final score tonight, a heart-wrenching defeat for the Hornets here on homecoming. Sequoyah 27, Hornets 21.